The New Orleans Pelicans were the surprise of last year's postseason when they pushed the Phoenix Suns to 6 games there in the first round. When the Phoenix Suns, we didn't know that they were an awful team that was going to get beat by the Luka Doncic's. We thought they were the best team in the NBA. They came in with the best record in the NBA. They were the number 1 seed in the Western Conference. Everybody thought that the Suns were legit. And the Pelicans, the 9 seed, not only became the first 9 seed to ever win a playoff game, but was legitimately competitive against those Phoenix Suns. And that is all doing with a first-year head coach in Willie Green without their superstar, their number 1 overall pick, Zion Williamson, who's been out with obesity for almost a year and a half now. There's a lot to like about this young team. That being said, their success hinges on whether or not Zion plays, period. At the end of the day, they're either going to go to a championship with Zion or he's going to be hurt, injured. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen to him, and then this team is going to have to look in another direction because Zion Williamson does not live up to his potential. But he has not only been nerfed, no longer being a 99 overall in NBA 2K23, but also looks like he's going to be healthy. He's slimmed down quite a bit. That's one of the big concerns, is he was walking around at like 330 pounds or something. Weight has always been an issue with Zion Williamson, and I think they're starting to turn the corner on his injuries, which is good news for New Orleans Pelicans fans. But let's go over this roster. Of course, Jose Alvarado, the rookie point guard last year, who was just a lockdown defender. He was locking up your team's point guard for the entire court, for the entire game. The dude is just a relentless energy bunny and has that sneaky move where he pretends like he's a guy who's sitting out of bounds. He'll stand in the very tippy-tip corner of the court, and then as soon as your point guard takes his eye off of him, doesn't realize that he's in the game, he'll run out and steal the ball from behind him. And if anything else, it just keeps you aware, keeps you alert, and tires you down throughout 48 minutes of an NBA game. That said, as far as a point guard, he's not really a facilitator, not much of a scorer, not even really that much of a shooter, but he is a pest. He's kind of the young version of Patrick Beverley. Devontae Graham, they brought him over with hopes that he was going to be the point guard that they've been looking for ever since they got rid of Lonzo Ball, which I think we'll see how that turns out in the annals of history, but I think that was a bit of a mistake. Of course, Lonzo Ball hasn't been healthy since 2016, but Devontae Graham is a score-first point guard, and he's not even a point guard at that. He's more of an undersized scoring shooting guard. Think of a Tyrese Maxey, think of an Emmanuel Quickly. He just wasn't the answer for this team. That said, he can come in, run with the twos, give you a little spark off the bench. That's probably about as much as you can ask from Devontae Graham. Kira Lewis Jr., he was a young, promising rookie. I think the 13th overall pick, just a super quick guy. Everybody thought he was kind of the second coming of De'Aaron Fox. Great athlete, super fast, and then tore his ACL, gone for the season. He'll hopefully be coming back this year. We'll see what he can offer to this team. But in the meantime, they went out with their pick this year. I think it was pick 7. Let's see, I can actually look that up. Pick 8, and they took Dyson Daniels, who shot up the draft boards. And I gotta admit, starting out, I didn't see it with Dyson. I didn't see the point guard skill. I didn't see that gift. And I thought everybody was just saying, oh, Dyson Daniels is good because he's got that, oh, we feel bad that we didn't rank Josh Giddey as high as we did when we should have, since he was such a good facilitator. And then I started to see it. Dyson Daniels wasn't a true point guard coming into the G League Ignite. They basically had 5 people who were all about the same height, playing the same position of the big guard, big forward, and Michael Thomas. I think that was his name. No, Michael Foster, Jaden Hardy. Who was the other guys? Fan Bo Zhang. Why can I not remember G League Ignite players? There was 2 other players that are good. I can't remember them off the top of my head. But I just didn't see it from Dyson Daniels, but he really proved his worth in the latter half of the G League Ignite season. I saw the passing gift. I became a believer of Dyson Daniels. I actually had him at number 6th on my big board as far as players and talent and how important the point guard position is in today's NBA, where there is a lack of point guards. And I am all in on the Dyson Daniels hype train. I think he's the future of this team's point guard. Really impressed with his game, and I think he's going to be exactly what the doctor ordered out here in New Orleans, which means they can move CJ McCollum back up to the shooting guard. 2K actually lists CJ McCollum as a point guard, even though he's not really a point guard. Interesting pickup that they had last year. I think they traded away. They gave up a first-round pick, Josh Hart, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who Thomas Satoransky, Didi Louzada. Nice energy, but 2 second-round picks. So they didn't really give up a whole bunch for CJ McCollum, and he's the same player here that he was in Portland. If he was that dude that could carry your team, take him to the next level, they would have beaten the Suns, but he just disappears. He'll give you 2, maybe 3 really strong performances, but then disappear when you need him to the most. So he should be probably the 3rd, maybe 4th best option on this team. And unfortunately, because Zion Williamson was out, they were asking him to do too much, and he just wasn't able to live up to the expectations. But he's going to be a good piece for this team for at least a couple years, and he's going to be a good veteran. He'll stick around for a little while. The only worry is that he's only about 6'2", 6'3", so he's a bit of a liability on the defensive end. But I think they have so much length and size and athleticism on this team that is not a worry. Garrett Temple, I cannot believe this man is still in the league. Holy crap. I think he's one of those guys that's played on every single team in the NBA, it feels like, and probably not going to offer too much to the team. Just a really nice older veteran that can, I don't know, make a bucket here and there. Darion Sebron. I have not heard of you, sir. I'll have to look you up later on. Brandon Ingram, former number 2 overall pick. He's good. He's not great. He's not superstar caliber. He's about maybe an all-star-ish kind of player. He's a good scorer on the offensive end. He's money from the mid-range. He's got a good 3-point shot, nice stroke, high elevating jumper. We just all expected him to be the second coming of Kevin Durant, and he's something less than. Of course, he's still young, 25 years old, still has time to prove his potential, but he's not the greatest athlete, and he always gets hurt no matter what happens throughout the season. Brandon Ingram is going to go down with some sort of ticky-tack injury, and I can understand the frustration of New Orleans fans when he was out with injury, and then Lonzo Ball went out with injury, and then Zion Williamson has been injured, and it's just frustrating to be out here as a Pelicans fan. So I get why they shipped out Lonzo, who's always injured, but Brandon Ingram is going to be a very good player. He's one of those guys they always trade for in 2K because he's still not quite a 90 overall, but he gives you nice points per game, you know, a little over 20, 24, 23.8, 22 is about what you expect from him. Kind of a known quantity at this point. Herb Jones, the other rookie that they had last year out of Alabama, and I was huge on Herb Jones coming out of the draft. He fell to the second round because he's just super old, 24, 23 years old at the time of the draft, but he was basically the answer to any question Alabama basketball. Who's their defensive anchor? Herb Jones. Who's their point guard? Herb Jones. Who's their center? Herb Jones. Who passed the ball? Who shot the ball? Who scored the ball? Who did everything for Alabama basketball? It was Herb Jones. And at least the defense has translated to the NBA. There has been few rookies that were as impressive as Herb Jones was on the defensive end. He was a defensive player of the year candidate in his rookie year. That is just how locked down he is. 6'7", kind of a lanky 206 pounds, but he's got really long wingspan and he locks up the other team's best forward. The dude was just electric and elite on the defensive end and not a liability like Andre Robinson was. Trey Murphy, a little bit disappointing if I'm being honest. He was picked in the lottery, I think 14th overall, 17th. He was the best 3-point shooter coming out of the draft class and his shot did not fall. He was knocked down, money, electric out of, I want to say, Virginia. Yes, sir. And one of those rookies that just really struggled at the next level. His game didn't quite translate. It was moving too fast for him. For whatever happened, Trey Murphy just could not get it going, but he started to pick it up a little bit in the second half of the season and into the playoffs. Only expect him to get better. He was basically the best 3-and-D prospect coming out of the draft, which is why he went in the first round, even though he was a super senior out of Virginia. I still really like him as a prospect. Just know that Herb Jones is the better player with almost the same measurables. Najee Marshall, one of those players that was around when this team was dumpster diving, and he gave him a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I really like him coming off the bench, just being basically the Udonis Haslem of the team, except he's not a million years old. Najee Marshall, just a fun player. Hopefully he sticks around as the team's cheerleader. I don't know, maybe he'll earn some minutes as bench depth. Zion Williamson, when last seen, was an all NBA caliber player. What did he put up that season? 27 points per game, 7 rebounds, 61% shooting from the field. Zion was a beast. He's probably a top 5 power forward when healthy, but he's not healthy. He has weight issues. He has serious injury concerns. Sat out almost as much as Joel Embiid did. And we all knew that Joel Embiid had an injury history when he was taken, which is why he fell to 3, even though he was the best player in the class. Zion wasn't supposed to have an injury history, but we all knew that it was kind of lurking there because he jumps so high and because he is such a big guy. By all reports, it looks like he slimmed down, but fool me once, shame on you. I'm going to need to see Zion play for at least 60, 70 games this season before I even begin to say, okay, he's turned the corner on his career, because the NBA season is a long, tough grind, and I just don't know if Zion Williamson's body and his knees and his ankles are going to be able to hold up to it, especially when he's dunking and jumping so high. That being said, Zion is a monster, especially in 2K. Injuries are off, so we're definitely going to have some fun with him, and he's not overpowered like he used to be in the last 2-3 2K versions, so it's going to be some fun to have him on the team. Larry Nance Jr. just signed a contract extension. I don't expect 2K updated it because 2K hates franchise mode, but he's a decent player for this team. I call him a utility player like they do in the MLB, where he plays basically whatever you need him to. Can he play center? Yes. Can he play forward? Yes. Can he play stretch 4? Yes. Can he play defense? Yes. Can he pass the ball? A little bit. Can he shoot the ball? A little bit. He's kind of a jack of all trades, master of none. Really slightly above average at almost everything that he does. A tick undersized to be a big though, 6'7", 245 pounds. Just a nice player to have coming off your bench is Larry Nance Jr. Jonas Valanciunas came over from that Steven Adams trade, and he was a revelation for the first half of the last season. Had that incredible game where he shot like 5, 6, 7 threes that he hasn't displayed before in his career. You look at his stats history, he either hasn't been taking the three or he's been like, okay, he'll take like 1, maybe 2 a game. And then last year, he tripled his 3-point attempts, and he had pretty good efficiency on it as well. That being said, he should not be a number 2 option on this team. And there were long stretches where he was the second best player for the Pelicans, which is not ideal. Hitting his prime right now, 30 years old. I love his energy. I love his effort. I love his passion for the game. I don't know. Jonas Valanciunas is a tough player to talk about because he's such a fan favorite. I love the energy that he gives to your team. I appreciate that he wears his emotions on his sleeve. I think he's going to be good enough to stick around for at least a couple years on this rebuild, but he is 30 years old. We may be having to trade him away. I know. Jackson Hayes, whole lot of crap going on with him in his personal and legal life. I don't want to get into that because I think it's a complete horrible mess that frankly the police department should be ashamed about. But Jackson Hayes, the player, hasn't quite shown that development that we've expected from him. He's a high-flying freak athlete, but he just hasn't developed much more beyond that. His game hasn't taken that step that you expect young players to do. In their third, going into his 4th season, I think some of the off-the-court issues has kind of conflicted with him developing his game as much as we'd like him to. But he's going into a contract year at this point. Hopefully he can show some potential, because at this point they've been playing him as a power forward, which I'm just not a big fan of. He's a big 6'11", 220, 230 pound dude. I think he's a natural born center. He needs to stay focused on the defensive end. He needs to lock in, because when he's there, he's this great rim runner for their team, but he loses focus, gives up on defense, and it's frustrating to see a guy like Jackson Hayes, who spells his name funny, to have so much potential and just be kind of okay, slightly above average as a player. Willy Hernangomez, old reliable. He's been in the league for a million years. Not much to talk about with him. Nothing much more than bench depth. And this is going to be the 10-man rotation for first-year head coach Willie Green. The jury's still out on Willie Green. Of course, one season in the NBA isn't enough to decide if you're going to be one of the best coaches in the NBA like Ime Udoka was, or if you're just going to be a flash in the pan like Luke Walton. This is going to be the 9-man rotation. Dyson Daniels, CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Jonas Valanciunas. Coming out the bench, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, Larry Nance, Jackson Hayes, and Trey Murphy. And I want Kyrie Lewis and Devontae Graham to get minutes as well, just because they're both young players. In Kyrie Lewis' case and Devontae Graham, we just paid him a whole bunch of money, so we're either going to have to trade him away or play him. As for the preseason power rankings, the Pelicans are 17th for 2K Sports and 14th for Eric Boner as well. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is LeBron James, Stephanie Curry, Kawhi Leonard, and Joel Embiid. On the other side, Kevin Durant, James Harden, Nikola Jokic, and Trae Young. For the reserves is Damian Lillard, Jimmy Buckets, Jason Tatum, Karl Towns, Donovan Mitchell, Zion Williamson, and LaMelo Ball. On the other side, Anthony Davis, Kyrie Irving, Paul George, Devin Booker, Ja Morant, DeMar DeRozan, and Bam Adebayo. And I forgot to mention, the most important asset that the Pelicans have is a million first-round picks from the Lakers, from the Bucks. The Pelicans are in such a good place that they're in the middle of their Thunder-esque rebuild while having so much talent that they're competing for a championship. The Pelicans, theoretically, are in the perfect place for an NBA team that's rebuilding. The Houston Rockets are trying to get to that position. The Oklahoma City Thunder are trying to get to that position. But the Pelicans are both here with a million first-round picks, and the Lakers are not expected to be good when this comes to 2024, 2025, 2026, and they still have a couple picks left over from that Anthony Davis flop, whatever. As for the power rankings, we are basically the best team in the NBA, which is a little bit surprising. The West, I guess, isn't the best. The Clippers, I guess, maybe a little underrated in 2K. Paul George definitely deserves to be like a 92, I would say. Dallas Mavericks, they have Luka Doncic, but yeah, we are theoretically the best team in the Western Conference right now. Not sure how to feel about that, but it makes sense. A healthy Pelican squad is certainly dominant. Checking out the stats, Brandon Ingram, wow, Zion is, that's pretty good. 22 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Most importantly, injuries are off, so he's a monster. Brandon Ingram, 22 points is exactly what you want from him. CJ McCollum giving us a good 16 points. Highly efficient, 43% from the 3-point line. Jonas Valanciunas, 12, 13, and 10. I like that. And Dyson Daniels, this is a good rookie season. 11, 4, and 6 from somebody who started the season at like a 73 overall. That is greatness. The bench is very good as well. Herb Jones probably locking some people down. What is Trey Murphy shooting from 3? I remember in last year's 2K, he got so much disrespect. He shot like 28% from the 3-point line. 42.6% is exactly what you want from him. Currently leading the league in scoring is, oh my God, it's Luka Doncic. Can you believe it? Our rebounds is Jared Allen, and assist is Trey Young. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Robert Williams, and field goal percentages is our boy Zion Williamson. 3-point champion is Luka Doncic. Free throw champion is Cam Reddish. I know I complain about this all the time, but Luka Doncic is a career 30, we'll call it 34, 35 3-point shooter. So guess which ones are, real actual stats that happen. And then guess what 2K thinks is going to happen next season. They bump his 3-point shooting by almost 12 full percentage points and his free throw shooting by another 11, 12 as well. It's just ridiculous. And you wonder why I nerf him. And I don't nerf him that much. I knock him down like 2 overalls at most. But it's just disrespectful to the game of basketball how highly they rate Luka when he's not that good. I'm sorry. He's a great player. Don't get me wrong. I'm not Luka bashing. But 2K thinks he's God's gift to basketball. Luka Doncic wins MVP 38, 11, and 11. Chet Holmgren, Rookie of the Year. Just 2 completely unrealistic things that are happening in 2K. You love to see it. Benjamin Simmons, 6th Man of the Year, a 3rd unrealistic thing. Anthony Davis, Defensive Player of the Year, probably a 4th unrealistic thing. And Alperen Şengün wins Most Improved. I wouldn't say this is impossible, but it's unlikely, especially going from 9-5 to 12-7. I mean, sure. But Willie Green is, in fact, Coach of the Year, as the Pelicans were a frankly incredible team, and I did not expect this to happen. Is Herb Jones on the defensive team? He's not. They still have to get the defensive metrics figured out, but Dyson Daniels does make the all-rookie first team. Jaden Ivey falls to the second team. We are number 1, 63-19, 10 games up on the Mavericks, and I think that's more of a testament to the current state of the Western Conference. There isn't a single super duper power, there's a bunch of really good teams that are competing to be the best team in the NBA, but there's nobody that goes, oh my God, this is the Kevin Durant Warriors. Oh my God, this is Michael Jordan. There's a lot of really, really good A- teams out there. As for scoring champion, I went to Luka because, of course, rebounds is NoLa-ughing, and assist is Luka Doncic. Steals is Jimmy Buckets. Blocks is Robert Williams. And field goal percentages is Mitchell Robinson. 3-point champion is Karl Towns, and free throw champion is Kevin Love. We probably had the same stats as before, right? Yeah, literally everything's the same. Did we look at the 3-point shooting though? I don't think we did. CJ McCollum, really efficient, 43% up to an 86 overall. You love to see that. Brandon Ingram, 40%. Jose Alvarado, 37%. I can live with that. Dyson Daniels, not a great shooter, but again, his rookie season, so we're going to give him a little bit of an out. Jonas Valanciunas dropped precipitously. Really? What is your 3-point shot? It's an 81, and he shot 29%. That's a little curious. Trey Murphy, 38%. Herb Jones, 27%. Larry Nance was a really efficient 45. Jackson Hayes, 40. Wow. Devontae Graham, Kyra Lewis Jr., that is fine. Team stats. Offensively, we were 6th in the NBA. Defensively, we were the best team in the NBA, giving us a 12.1 point differential, number 1 in the NBA. Field goal percentages, 1st. 3-point percentages, really not 1st. 12th. And free throw percentages, even worse. What does this put us? 21st. Not ideal, but here we are taking on who? The Portland Trailblazers. Funnily enough, Damian Lillard, Josh Hart, Yusuf Nurkic. I recognize this team so much from our My franchise that we have going on. Of course, that is about to enter the offseason as we do sweep. Blazers are in a really tough spot. Are they going to compete for a championship? No. Are they in the rebuild? No. They're kind of somewhere stuck in the middle. Team who's not in the middle is the LA Clippers. The Clippers are underrated, man. I would put Reggie Jackson at least an 81. Norman Powell, I'm good with that, an 80. Paul George, not only is he regressing, even though he's getting better at this point in his career, he's definitely in the 90s club for sure. Kawhi Leonard, I'm fine with. I maybe dock him a little bit because we don't know how good he's going to be. Ivica Zubac, at least a 79. John Wall, who knows, but Marcus Morris, maybe put him a 78. Luke Kennard, 78. Nicholas Batum, a 78. Robert Covington, 78. Amir Coffey, Terrence Mann. They have so much like good depth and talent on this team that's underappreciated by the guys at 2K. I don't know what it is, but the Clippers are much better than they are in 2K simulation. That being said, this isn't real life, and we are going to probably dominate them. Why? Because we have Zion. And here we are taking on the other team that's a glitch in simulation, the Minnesota Timberwolves. Rudy Gobert, Karl Towns, Anthony Edwards, and D'Angelo Russell. They're certainly a good team. I think we may be better, and I think we might actually be in the championship year 1. But here we are in a pivotal game 3. Game 4, we're up 3-1. And we are 4-1ing now to take on who? The Hawks. And the Hawks are always good in year 1. DeJounte Murray, Trae Young, John Collins, Clint Capella, Bogdan Bogdanovic. They have a good team out there. Aaron Holiday is sneaky good pickup. DeAndre Hunter, and less so as we win game 1, lose game 2, lose game 3. Trae Young went off. 51 points. DeJounte Murray gave him 14, 5, and 12. How do we do? Zion 21 and 9, CJ 19. Yeah, this would be a really fun series to watch. Tied up 2-2. Trae Young went 31 and 12. DeJounte Murray 16 and 9. Dyson Daniels 24, 4 and 9. CJ McCollum 23. Brandon Ingram 21. Zion only 16 points. And here we are 2-2. And we do in fact win. And it is all tied up. Game 7. It ain't 2K. If it ain't game 7. You know, I should have tightened up the rotations. Can I do that? Can I back out? How do I back out? I don't think I can. Hold on. Let me back out because I wanted the rotations to be much shorter. Okay, here we are. I actually got eliminated by the Golden State Warriors in the first round, just trying to re-simulate this. So I had to do a whole bunch of forced wins. But here we are, game 7 against the Atlanta Hawks. And let's tighten up these rotations as I hope to do. We'll be rocking probably an 8, maybe even 7-man rotation. Let's see how it looks though. Devontae Graham is not going to be our starting point guard. Dyson Daniels is the answer. Coming off the bench, Herb Jones, Jose Alvarado, and I'll give like 5 minutes to Jackson Hayes just because we do need some backup center minutes. And that will be as such. Dyson Daniels, CJ McCollum gets 34, Brandon Ingram 40, Zion 40, Jonas 31, Herb Jones 24, Jose Alvarado 23, Jackson Hayes 10, and that works for me. Let's see how this works with the Slim Dan rotation. Game 7, 2K23, Atlanta Hawks versus New Orleans Pelicans. Winner is the NBA champions in New Orleans. Back and forth game here in the third quarter, going into the fourth quarter with a big lead. It looks like we're going to walk away as NBA champions. We have about a 12-point lead, 3 minutes left. Yeah, funny enough, first season. Oh, we are trying to blow this. Okay, 3-point game, 1 minute left. Let us not blow this game. Do we have timeouts? We do. Funnily enough, our boys are actually not too tired. Now, I don't know how to get Zion Williamson the ball and be lethal with it, but I guess we'll run the Zion Brandon Ingram pick and roll. And let's see how Zion flies, throwing it down with the oop, extending our lead out to 5 points. I know I probably forced it, but Zion's got a 95-inch vertical. You got to say, you know what, Zion? You do what you do. I will be hiding on DeJounte Murray for the majority of this game. This would be a really fun matchup to watch, honestly. What is happening? Why is Onyeka Okongwu getting guarded by CJ McCollum? Whoever thought that was a good decision is an idiot. Ay. That was stupid. Brandon Ingram, I need you to come get this ball. Please. Zion, I need you to come set this screen. Please. And we're just going to continue to dominate this lineup here. Go, Zion. All right. I'll just take this. Yeah, that's that's fine. We need one stop, and then they're playing the free throw game. Defense. From there. Trae Young driving. Onyeka Okongwu can't shoot. Trae Young runs out of bounds, and that's pretty much game. Why can I not call a timeout? Hello? Timeout? I literally can't call a timeout. Okay, what the fuck? I was spamming the timeout button and the game just said, no, we're not going to let you call a timeout. Thank you, 2K. Always clutch, always important. Such a fan. Who is a better... Oh, God, why is Brandon Ingram inbounding the ball? I guess CJ McCollum has a better free throw shot. I know Zion certainly isn't the best free throw shooter. Let's see if we can make this. MVP. Miss. Yep. That's fair. That's fair. And hey, what? 93% miss? Hello? DeJounte Murray's gonna make that. Can I just repeat? What? I don't know about green releases. I don't know as much as, you know, the average NBA 2K player, but that looked like it was pretty good to me. And I didn't mean Dyson Daniels to take this free throw shot. That's frustrating. Are we about to throw this game because 2K is cheesing? Oh, that's a green release? Okay. Thank you. Thank you, 2K. Really appreciate it. Big fan. Dyson Daniels has a smooth release. Hey, maybe we'll use his on my player because I cannot make free throws with my guy. Anyway, back up to a 5-point lead. Timeout game is super fun to watch, but I believe we'll be walking away with the year 1 championship for the Pelicans unless Trae Young does something unrealistic, which I would not be surprised. What is happening? I know that I know we already won. Can I just point out this spin that Trae Young did while I was literally standing in front of him? So Zion's built like a tank. There is what, 2-3 defenders in the vicinity. Ball is literally going through Brandon Ingram's hands, which in real life this will get deflected, but hey, it's 2K. Trae Young is sitting here. He's spinning. The ball is inside of Brandon Ingram's anus. He gets the perfect this doesn't count animation. I'm just standing here. I don't know how you do this spin in real life, but pretty dope. Gotta give credit to Trae Young here. Brandon Ingram gets lost. That was really stupid. I like Dyson Daniels' release. We're gonna have him take the clutch free throws. I know that sounds weird, but the rookie has a smooth free throw shot, and he's not gonna miss a 93% slightly late free throw release, right? Let's see how we do. Money. Yeah, 84% miss. So I just do the math. 95 times 84. What are the odds that we miss both of those? It's pretty freaking low. Still have a 4-point lead, but 2K is really hating on us right now. And I love timeouts, man. They are my favorite. No threes. Remember, no threes, no threes. Trae Young gonna cut down to the corner because that's the play. I'm there. I'm literally there. And there we go. Picking up the ball. They need to foul again. And that should be game. How was Zion's release? Yeah. Yeah. That's fair. MVP. Green Bay B. Back up to a 5-point game. We should be walking away NBA champions. Everybody jump. Grab the rebound. And that is game. Okay, I don't want to stick around for the year 1 ceremony. We didn't do anything to modify this team. This team was just good enough to win a championship, but we walk away NBA champions. Brandon Ingram wins NBA Finals MVP, 22 points, 4 rebounds, almost 8 assists. That is an NBA caliber stat line. Player retirements, not a whole lot. Dwight, Rondo, Robin Lopez, the hook shot queen. Hook. Wow, whoa, what happened there? The hook shot king. Staff retirements, Tom Thibodeau. Jersey retirements and Hall of Fame inductees is probably just Dwight Howard. Blake Griffin gets his retired. I don't know about that. Are any of these fun? I guess we'll take more money. That's fine. Draft lottery. How are we looking? Because the Pelicans do have some first round picks. Looks like we're projected number 12. And it goes Magic, Spurs, Nets. The Nets were the 3rd worst team in the NBA? I don't know how to feel about that. Willie Green certainly good enough to be our head coach. And he will stick around for at least 1 more season. Scoot Henderson is the fastest man of the class. Cameron Whitmore right behind him. Most agile is Chris Livingston and Tyrese Hunter. Highest vertical is Jaren Walker, Cam Whitmore, Dylan Mitchell, Derek Whitehead, and Amari Bailey. Highest bench press, Ariel Huckporty and Jamario Sharp. And best shot 3-pointer, Terrence Smith, Caleb Love, Tyrese Hunter, and Greg Dickey. I mean, you already know, right? You already know where we're going. But how is our draft pick situation looking? I cannot view it except in the trade finder. So we have the number 12 overall pick. I certainly would like to move up a little bit. And then we want to get back into like the 20s for Greg Dickey. I think we're giving up a little too much here, but I'm trying to go to the Knicks for Willie Hernan-Gomez as well. And that will work. Now we're at pick number 7. Let's see who the Magic take at number 1 overall. They get Victor Wembanyama, the stud out of France. Number 2 to the Spurs goes Scoot Henderson, their replacement point guard. Number 3 to the Nets goes G.G. Jackson. Number 4 to the Jazz, Eamon Thompson. 5 to the Rockets, Dylan Mitchell. Hornets take Derek Lively, and that gives us the pick of the litter. Who is the best player out of this class? Cam Whitmore, Oscar Thompson. I'm looking at the badges. Nick Smith Jr. has 10 badges, 19 years old, 77 overall. Tariq Whitehead, always a great pickup. Youngest player here, 18 years old, 76 overall. I think I'll go with Cam Whitmore, just get more wing depth. And then that's right, we need to trade up to somewhere around pick 20. Completely forgot about my man Dickey. How do we get Dickey on the team? We'll trade with the Thunder down to pick 22, and let's see if Greg Dickey is available. Choose your prospects, and I actually did see him right there. Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Greg Dickey, the shooting guard, is gonna join the team. Let's go, Dickey. So we got actually a pretty good player here in Cam Whitmore at number 7 overall, but we also got Dickey, and I think there's nothing better than to have Dickey on your team. Rookie signing, obviously these guys are gonna come back. 79 overall for Cam Whitmore, 74 for Greg Dickey, and a whole bunch of rookies to come back because we have so much youth on this team, and we just won a championship. The future is looking bright out here. Any free agents to sign? I bet you we could sign a Kyrie Irving if we really wanted to. I'm not going to do that at this point. Jackson Hayes will be coming back on a nice, cheap backup center 5-year deal. How are we looking? So we have way too many point guards. I'm going to flip some of these guys, like Jose Alvarado, probably going to be on his way out, to get a better backup point guard. CJ McCollum's going to stick around for 1 year. Cam Whitmore can be his backup, and Greg Dickey, of course, is on the team. We have so much talent. Can I trade for like a Joel Embiid? And there we go. We are picking up Bam Adebayo to be our center. Jonas Valanciunas, I appreciate what he did for this team. I appreciate that he carried us last season, but we just need to get a little bit younger, a little bit better defensively, and Bam Adebayo is going to do exactly that. Let's make sure that we sign our backup point guard, Jackson Hayes. And bing, bang, bomb. Here we go. 5-year deal, about $10 million per year. I am certainly good with that. How is the team looking as presently constructed? So I kept Jose Alvarado. I got rid of Kyra Lewis Jr. just because, and I got rid of the other guy, Devontae Graham. He certainly doesn't need to be on the team. Jose Alvarado, a perfectly fine backup point guard, defensive specialist. CJ McCollum with Cam Whitmore going to be backing him up. Greg Dickey is going to be our cheerleader for at least year 1, maybe year 2. We'll see how much potential he has. Herb Jones, Trey Murphy, Najee Marshall. Who's going to move up? Who's got better inside D? Trey Murphy actually has better interior defense than Herb Jones is, and he's 1 inch taller. So we're going to move up Trey Murphy, even though it's completely unrealistic to play the 4. Herb Jones going to stick around at the 3. Najee Marshall, he's still here. I feel like I can't get rid of him. He's a fan favorite. Zion, Trey Murphy, Jackson Hayes, Bam Adebayo. We're set. We're good. I still have a ton of money to give out. $10 million. Who can I sign? James Najee? Sure. Come on down. You can join our team. I don't really know what we're going to do with you. You'll probably just sit on the bench and be another cheerleader. We have a whole bunch of cheerleaders already. But for free agency, Kyrie Irving going to the Rockets, James Harden going to the 76ers. Tyler Hero does re-sign with the Heat, even though he just did that in real life. RJ Barrett back on the Knicks. Thankfully, he didn't go to the Rockets. It's so annoying when RJ Barrett goes to the Rockets, even though he signed a Supermax. Kristaps Porzingis to the Pacers. Chris Middleton to the Mavericks. I think I've seen that twice now. Interesting. Andrew Wiggins to the Spurs. I don't know about that. Miles Bridges needs to get nerfed. Nikola Vucevic to the Pistons, and Christian Wood to the Rockets. On to player progression. Obviously, we're a bunch of young, hungry players. CJ McCollum, though, is down to an 82, so this will probably be his final season before I trade him away for some replacement talent. Zion up to a 90. Brandon Ingram up to an 87. Bam Adebayo holding strong at an 87. Dyson Daniels went up 6 overalls, and that is what I wanted to see. Cam Whitmore, definitely going to be an interesting year for him. Is he going to take over as the starting shooting guard after CJ McCollum regresses? Or are we going to move in a different direction? Whole bunch of cheerleaders over there. I saw Sebron is a 69 overall. Very nice. And let's see how we're looking in this upcoming season. Going to be rocking a 10-man rotation, not a 7-man rotation. Dyson Daniels at the 1, CJ McCollum at the 2, Brandon Ingram at the 3, Zion Williamson at the 4, and Bam Adebayo at the 5. Coming off the bench, Herb Jones, Cam Whitmore, Jackson Hayes, Trey Murphy, and Jose Alvarado. And of course, we love our boys. Preseason power rankings. We are 3rd for 2K Sports and 3rd for Eric Boner. Really? We won a chip, got a little better, and you got us 3rd. I don't know about that, 2K. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Stephanie Curry, Nikola Jokic, Karl Towns, and Joel Embiid. Do you have enough centers? On the other side, LeBron James, Jason Tatum, Trae Young, and Darius Garland. For the reserves is James Harden, Jimmy Buckets, John Morant, Donovan Mitchell, Zion Williamson, DeMar DeRozan, and Kristaps Porzingis, On the other side, Kevin Durant, Kawhi Leonard, Devin Booker, Anthony Davis, LaMelo Ball, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and Anthony Edwards. How we doing? 41-9. Best team in the NBA, and if you actually look in the bottom left, we're 44-9, but the power rankings records are, well, they're broken. Bam Adebayo, very good for us. Zion Williamson leading the team in scoring 22 points. Brandon Ingram took a little bit of a step back, interestingly. Cam Whitmore, 18 points a game. Yo, we found our shooting guard of the future, one CJ McCollum. You know, we could just let him regress into nothing and just be our backup bench spark plug. Wow, Zion's having a great year, though. Or, sure, 3-point percentages. I mean, just greatness. Dyson Daniels up to 43. Really impressed with this team. I love everything that is going on. Currently leading the league in scoring is Luka Doncic because, of course, our rebounds is Joel Embiid and assist is Darius Garland. Steals is Ben Simmons, blocks is Chet Holmgren, and field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. 3-point champion is Kyrie Irving, and free throw champion is Cam Reddish. Weirdly enough. I don't think there's any moves that we're going to make for now. Just out of curiosity, just wondering, what could I get for CJ McCollum? If I were to trade him, I'm not going to, but Bradley Beal and a first-round pick. Wow. Klay Thompson, Gordon Hayward. That Bradley Beal one is enticing. Jamal Murray. I could get a young Jamal Murray on this team. What's his assist numbers, though? 6.5? Not great. Finney Smith, De'Aaron Fox we could get on the team. Yeah, really interesting. Paul George. Man, if he wasn't such lowly overrated by 2K. But we're not going to be making any of the trades. I'm perfectly content with the team as it is. We're the #1 seed in the NBA, and this draft class isn't all that good. Scott Kane seems to be the best player of the class, 78 overall, 19 years old. Luka Doncic wins another MVP, averaging a triple-double yet again, 36, 10, and 11. Gigi Jackson won Rookie of the Year. Interestingly, over our boy, Jeremy Sohan isn't a rookie, Khalil Ware. All right. Malcolm Brogdon, 6th man of the year for the Celtics. Giannis, defensive player of the year. Jaden McDaniels, most improved, up to 10-4 from 6-2. I don't know about that. Willie Green, once again, coach of the year as we win executive of the year with this 99 overall offensively squad. All NBA first team, I don't expect to see us anywhere because we have so much talent on this team. We're not going to have any single statistical stat be overwhelmingly good. Maybe the Pelicans here. Cam Whitmore does, in fact, make the all-rookie second team, but we're the best team in the NBA. 67-15, only getting better. What are we? 13 games up, 11 games up on the Grizzlies on the next best team. This team is glitchy. Bam Adebayo had the most minutes. Zion, 22, basically 23, 8 and 4. You love to see that. Cam Whitmore, for a rookie, 18 points, second highest scorer on the team. I mean, come on. Brandon Ingram, 17 points. CJ McCollum, down to 15, certainly going to be coming off the bench at least next season. Bam Adebayo, 14 and 9. A little underwhelming in the rebounds, but of course we have Zion and Brandon Ingram. A lot of size out there. Dyson Daniels gave us 11, 4, and 7. Exactly what you want from your second year point guard, and the bench was good, man. 3-point percentages, how are we looking? CJ McCollum, 44.7% even after regression. You love to see that. Cam Whitmore, 40% from a rookie is ridiculous. That's kind of what you want AJ Griffin to do this season if you're an Atlanta Hawks fan. 31% from Dyson Daniels, a little disappointing. Brandon Ingram, 44. Herb Jones, 34. Not great. He's probably not going to develop too much. Oh, he's an 83 overall. Excuse me. Jackson Hayes, 36. Trey Murphy, 38. Jose Alvarado, only 32. Zion didn't take any threes. Bam Adebayo didn't take any threes. Should we ask them to take threes? A 74 overall 3-point shot isn't terrible. But Bam, 73. Yeah, let's bump their tendency just a little bit, because I don't want them to have the capacity to take threes while they're not taking any. So where are we? Shot 3 tendency, let's make it 10 for both these guys. I don't want them to focus on 3, but I want them to be able to take it just in case as an option. Going on to the other stats that I forgot to look over. Did I already see this? Scoring champion is Luka Doncic. I mean, everything Luka, period. Our rebounds is Joel Embiid, and assist is Darius Garland. Steals is LaMelo Ball, blocks is Chet Holmgren, and field goal percentages is Zion Williamson. 3-point champion Luka Doncic. Free throw champion Kyrie Irving for the Rockets. Team stats wise, we're probably the best team in the NBA. Number 1 offensively, number 1 defensively, giving us a 17.2 point differential, doubling up the Cavaliers. Field percentages, we're first. 3-point percentages, we are 5th. And free throw percentages, not great. Not terrible, but not great. 78% puts us 17th. Taking on who? Well, the Dallas Luka Doncic's. They have Luka Doncic, Chris Middleton, a sneaky good pickup, but then they lost Christian Wood. And the rest of their team isn't all that good. So I expect us to win as we lose game 1. Lose game 2. God, what are these numbers Luka's putting up? 36, 10, and 9. Yup. Back to a 2-2 series as we're up 3-2. Do we win 4 in a row? We do. Take that, Luka Doncic. Taking on the Rockets, Kyrie Irving. Really good pickup to be their point guard. Jalen Green, Dylan Mitchell, Jabari Smith, Christian Wood is back on the team. Hello? Interesting. They got Alperen Sengun and Kevin Porter coming off the bench. They haven't developed as well as you'd like in the overall department, but they've got a really good team out there. Jabari Smith, 29 points in 28 minutes. Pretty impressive from the young fella. Back to a 1-1 series. We're down 2-1, down 3-1. 2-2. 3-2 yet again. And hey, it ain't 2K if it ain't game 7. Let's see how we're doing in New Orleans. Who's going to win? Rockets versus Pelicans. You know, I forgot to do the rotations again. Can I fix this? Coaching, defensive settings, rotations. Can I drop this? Rebuild to like, oh boy. Just drop everybody's minutes here. Jackson Hayes can get like 10. And then give the rest to our best players. There you go. Something like this. I think that fixes the rotations without having to completely quit out. We'll see how it works. CJ McCollum have a very good game. 10 points. Zion has 9. Kyrie Irving dominating though out there. Let's see how we're doing. Really close game here in the second quarter. Going into the third with a little bit of a deficit. Looks like our changes have not paid off. They have about a 10, 12 point lead into the fourth quarter. Do we have enough to come back? I'll hop in if it gets close, but it doesn't look like it, as I think they're actually going to beat us, the number 1 seed. Best team in the NBA. 12 games up on the next best team. Do lose to the Rockets. Yeah, that's unfortunate. We're eliminated. Aye. Kyrie Irving. I asked Zion to play 40 minutes, and that's why... Should we quit out again? I'm not going to. Somehow Bam Adebayo got 38 minutes, but Zion only got 28. Brandon Ingram only got 33. I wanted them to play 40-minute games, but you know what? It's fine. The Rockets don't even win, and the Cavaliers go on to win their NBA Finals. Aye. That's frustrating. I'm really annoyed that we didn't make the changes that we should have, but Chris Paul, Carmelo Anthony going to the Hall of Fame, getting their jerseys retired as well. Well, you know what? It's fine. That just means that we need to go in and perform better, get better players, and turn off the foul out rule, because I'm sick and tired of joining into a game where Zion has 6 fouls. Do we have any picks here? We have the number 7 projected overall pick, and we have the number 3 pick. The Pelicans are just in such an unfair situation. But this is certainly the time that Willie Green needs to go. If I can bring in Greg Popovich, that would be great. Otherwise, we'll have to settle for Mike Stouffer yet again. Let's see, because I'm sick and tired of getting Mike Stouffer every single time. Can I go get Pops? Will he join the team for $9 million? Probably not. That's all the money I have. Otherwise, we're going to have to give it out to Mike Stouffer. And Greg Popovich is going to reject us. Thank you, sir. Well, Mike Stouffer is going to be our head coach. For the draft class, the fastest man of the class is Bradley Sharp and Bradford Williamson. Most agile words is Bradley Sharp. Dimitris Balidis, Joey Spencer, and Bradford Williamson. Is this Zion's son? Highest vertical is Jim Walker, Lucas Daniels, and Tony Bowman. Highest bench press, Cedric McNeil and Richie Mann. Best shot, 3-pointer, Joey Spencer, Grant Paul, and David Greeny. So let's see. We have the number 3 pick. We have the number 7 overall pick. Do we just trade this away for future draft capital? Because I don't need anybody out of this draft class. We're set. Like, where could I realistically get better? I could try to trade for maybe a Jason Tatum, but other than that, how much better could this team really get? Yeah, I could make any trades work, and none of these players are really all that enticing to me. So I just traded for every single future first-round pick from the Lakers. You look at us now, we have all the Lakers pick until 2028. They have pick 3 and pick 7. As for the draft class, number 1 overall to the Chicago Bulls goes Scott Kane, the point guard out of Washington. Number 2 goes Cam Baldwin. Number 3 to Lakers goes Bob Bell, the 6'10 power forward out of Texas Tech. Spurs are going to pick up Terry Rozier for the number 4 overall pick. 2K is dumb. And Steven Juice. So I'm going to simulate to about pick 15. And we'll see if any of those players that are even remotely mediocrely talented are good. So go to the Mavericks. They take Kobe Newman. Now, are there any prospects that I kind of want, like Raymond Moore or Jin Lee, that are going to be available to us, or Reggie Carroll? Keep those names in mind. Did they all go or not? Jin Lee went. Reggie Carroll went. Does that mean Reggie Moore is available? Right. That's the guy I wanted. Hello, buttons, prospects. Raymond Moore, 21 years old. Is he here? Right? Raymond Moore. Hey, we could draft somebody. All right, let's go make a trade. I'm gonna send James Najee and a bunch of second round picks to take our prospect Raymond Moore, 77 overall. He is 21 years old, so that's probably why he fell a little bit. But hey, I like him. He's got a high enough overall. We'll see what he develops into. Dyson Daniels, Trey Murphy are gonna be coming back. Herb Jones is up. For whatever reason, he didn't want to re-sign with us in the contract extension screen. I'd certainly love to give him a contract now. Najee Marshall gonna need a deal, but that's not the guy that I'm trying to target. Do we not have bird rights on Herb Jones? We don't. So that's fun. We gave him a qualifying offer. I don't know what that's, if it's good for anything. Again, we'll see what CJ McCollum is able to find us. I was looking for some serious Brandon Ingram, CJ McCollum trades. None of it was really giving us anything interesting. Like Bradley Beal, okay. Shadon Sharp, whatever. I was trying to get like spicy, you know. I was going for Trey Youngs. I was going for what's his face. I even tried to trade for Joel Embiid. I tried to get there we go, Jason Tatum. They just would not give him up. Yeah, I mean, I really can't give him much more than this. CJ McCollum, Brandon Ingram, Cam Whitmore, Jackson Hayes, Raymond Moore for Luka Doncic, and they just won't accept it. Who else can I try to trade for? I guess Giannis. We'll try to make an attempt, but they're not taking these trades no matter how hard I try to push it through. One more first, and yeah, just the superstars, and I understand why they're impossible to trade for, but they're beyond impossible. It's just legitimately you can't trade for these guys even if you had 17 number 1 overall picks guaranteed, and Kevin Durant is just not gonna happen. So we're gonna have to rock with the team as presently constructed. Maybe we do that Bradley Beal, CJ McCollum flip-flop if it's still eligible to us. I'll see if we can. I don't know. I appreciate what CJ McCollum has done for this team, so I don't think I'm gonna make any significant moves. I'm not gonna make any significant trades. We're just gonna bring back the guys that we have on the team. Hopefully Herb Jones comes back with his, oh, we can actually match. There we go. Qualifying offer. As for free agency, Kawhi Leonard is going to the Warriors. That doesn't seem fair. LaMelo Ball back in the Hornets. Anthony Davis back to the Lakers. Anthony Edwards back to the Timberwolves. Tyrese Maxey back to the 76ers. DeMontis Sabonis to the Bulls. Desmond Bane back on the Grizzlies. Lonzo Ball to the Pacers. Herb Jones back to us, and Michael Conley to the Celtics. We're not going to make any trades. We're going to stick with the roster as presently constructed. We have a whole bunch of tradable potential talent. I just don't know if I want to pull the trigger on anything just yet. So we'll go to player progression. I think this team is still good enough to win a championship next season, so we'll see how that works out. Zion Williamson up to a 92. Cam Whitmore up to an 85. Definitely going to be our starting shooting guard of the future. CJ McCollum down to an 80. Not great. Again, we tried to trade him, but just nobody was available. And man, is it just impossible to trade for the 90, 95 plus overall players. But we have basically every Laker first round pick for the next 10 years. Again, we'll see how this team looks with Mike Stauffer now the head coach. Dyson Daniels, Cam Whitmore, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, and Bam Adebayo. Yo coming off the bench. Herb Jones, CJ McCollum, Jackson Hayes, Trey Murphy, and a whole bunch of people who should be getting minutes, but we're not going to just yet. We almost have too much depth on this team. I wonder. Yep, this was kind of the trade I was looking for. Karl Anthony Towns campaign also going to be thrown in to make sure the salaries match, but we are upgrading at the center position while keeping our young talent. Campaign is going to be, I'll just trade him away for some money, first round picks maybe. We'll get a first round pick swap with the Sacramento Kings and bring in Jordan Clarkson. That's going to be fine. So Dyson Daniels, Jose Alvarado, Cam Whitmore, CJ McCollum, Herb Jones, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Trey Murphy, Karl Towns, and Jackson Hayes is going to be our new I guess 10-man rotation. Unfortunately, Greg Dickey, we'll give Dickey 1 minute just because he's been on the team. He's our cheerleader of the future. 2K Sports has us power ranked at 5th. Eric Boner has us 5th as well. Can we win our championship after losing, unfortunately, last season? Let's see how it works out. And here at the All-Star break is Team Luka and Team Giannis. On Team Luka is Kevin Durant, LeBron James, John Morant, and Anthony Edwards. On the other side, NoLa-ughing, Jason Tatum, LaMelo Ball, and Darius Garland. For the reserves is Joel Embiid, Devin Booker, Shea, Scotty Barnes, Karl Towns, Evan Mobley, and Tyler Hero. On the other side, Stephanie Curry, Trae Young, Zion Williamson, Cade Cunningham, RJ Barrett, Bam Adebayo, and DeAndre Ayton. We are the best team in the NBA, 48-5. No changes to make. Well, that says 45-5, but you know how it is. Player stats. We're frankly incredible. Cam Whitmore up to an 86 overall. Love to see his development. Scoring champion is currently Jason Tatum. Tried to trade for him, wouldn't work. Tyler Hero is 2nd. That's really interesting. Anthony Edwards 3rd. Luka 4th. Our rebounds is DeAndre Ayton, and assist is Darius Garland. Steals is Ben Simmons. Blocks is Robert Williams, and field goal percentages is Robert Williams. 3-point champion is Rajon Rupert. 57%. Who are you? Free throw champion is Kevin Love. That Rajon Rupert threw me for a loop. Nikola Jokic wins MVP 26, 10, and 9. Scott Kane is rookie of the year for the Bulls. 18 points a game is pretty good for the rookie #1 overall pick. Markelle Fultz, 6th man of the year on the Hawks. Evan Mobley, defensive player of the year. Cole Anthony, most improved, up to 18 points a game. That is a stat line I can get behind. Up from 10 to 18. Also assists, wow, 3 to 6. Mike Stauffer, once again, coach of the year, as we have the best team in the NBA. Pelicans aren't going to be winning anything. It's fine, though. Do we have any rookies? I think we traded our boy away, right? Yeah, that's fine. Team stats, we were 70-12. Look at us go. But offensively, Zion Williamson leading the team, 21, 9, 4.5. Karl Towns, great pickup for us, 17 points, 8 rebounds. Brandon Ingram, really good. Cam Whitmore, actually a little bit down, but that's because there's so much talent on this team. CJ McCollum, a great 15 points in 23 minutes off the bench. Dyson Daniels giving us 12, 3, and 7, exactly what you want. And yeah, everybody else is doing really good for our team. 3-point percentages, how are we looking? 44% from Karl Towns, 44% from CJ McCollum, 40% from Cam Whitmore, 36% from Dyson Daniels, almost up to league average. Brandon Ingram, about 40%. Jackson Hayes, 31%. Why is he shooting threes anyway? Herb Jones up to 45%. Hello. Trey Murphy, very good, 37. Zion up to 35% from the 3-point line. You love to see it. Jose Alvarado, 39. And Greg Dickey, 40%. What a beast. What a monster. Scoring champion went to Jason Tatum. Our rebounds is DeAndre Ayton, and assist is Darius Garland. Steals is Ben Simmons. Blocks is Chet Holmgren. Field goal percentages is Jalen Duren. 3-point champion is whoever the frick this guy is. Rajon Rupert, 55% from the 3-point line on 3 shots a game, by the way. Free throw champion is Gary Trent Jr. Team stats, I assume we dominated in every aspect. #1 in scoring, #1 defensively, giving us a 16.4 point differential. #1 in the NBA. Field goal percentages, #1. 3-point percentages, we are 4th. And free throw percentages, we are not good. If only there were training camps to fix this 21st. And yeah, let's just see if we can win a championship. I'm so sick of losing. Aaron Fox, Keontae George, Denny Avdija, Keegan Murray, Rashawn Holmes, Davion Mitchell's up to an 87 overall. Davion Mitchell's the same overall as De'Aaron Fox. I don't know about that. He kind of had a rough rookie season, but hey, 1-0, up 2-0, up 3-0, and thank you for coming, Kings. Thank you for making the playoffs, but we will see you next season taking on the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shea, Josh Giddey, Jae'Sean Tate, Chet Holmgren. Yeah, they didn't really do a good job at filling out the rest of this roster. Gotta say, Jae'Sean Tate is their major pickup. Winning up 2-0, up 3-0, gonna be dominating them. 4-0 now to take on who? Ja Morant. Desmond Baines in 87, Jaren Jackson in 88. Picked up Miles Turner. That's a good pickup. Ayo Dosunmu, Devin Vassell. Like the pickups they made here. You got a pretty good team as they, in fact, win game 1. Ja goes off for 30 and 7. We win game 2. We lose game 3. Tied up 2-2, and I'm going to simcast this just because it's an important competitive game. I'm not going to modify the rosters just yet. I feel like we're fine at where we are, as we are, in fact, winning in the 3rd quarter, going into the 4th quarter, and we are starting to blow them out. Yep. That'll work, my friend. That will work. 131 to 120. Karl Towns, 32 seconds. Karl Towns is our MVP. I don't know why, but Zion is taking the second seat. Jaren Jackson went for 32 and 3 though. John Morant, 21 and 13. Not quite good enough from your superstar. And here we are, winning, advancing to the finals, taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers, the two most overpowered teams in NBA 2K23. Darius Garland versus Dyson Daniels. Not a great matchup for us. Donovan Mitchell versus Cam Whitmore. Closer than you'd expect in the overall department. Lamar Stevens. Wow, Brandon Ingram is going to cook Lamar Stevens. Zion versus Evan Mobley, going to be a really fun matchup. Karl Towns versus Jarrett Allen, really fun. And then our bench is better than theirs, period. So let's see if we can drop these rotations. I just want to make sure we win this. I'll drop it to like an 8-man rotation. And then coming off the bench, wow, they want Herb Jones to start? No. I'm sorry, game. You're a little bit high if you think Herb Jones is going to be over Brandon Ingram. We'll do something like this, and then we'll have Herb Jones, CJ McCollum, and I guess Jackson Hayes and Jose Alvarado can split minutes. We'll just give it to Trey Murphy. There we go, something like that. So technically running a 9-man rotation, but our starters are playing heavy minutes. And let's see how we do. Game 1, we lose. Zion goes off for 37 and 7. Darius Garland goes off for 44 and 12. Spicy. Donovan Mitchell had a great game as well. We win game 2. Cam Whitmore 25, 8 and 4. Zion 23 and 7. Brandon Ingram 22. Darius Garland did not go off for 40. Game 3, we win. Darius Garland 28 and 10. Great game, but we just have way more talent. Okay. Game 4, tied up 2-2. Gonna hop into Simcast. Let's see how this works. I will not be giving more minutes to Jackson Hayes. I will not be giving less minutes to Trey Murphy. And we are winning in the fourth quarter, blowing them out, dominating them. Look at this 15-point game. Actually getting a little bit closer here, and we're trying to blow it. So we're gonna have to hop in, and we're gonna have to clutch this out. 2 minutes left, 3-point game. Oh, too easy. You know, I forgot that we were actually recording. I was just like, all right, focus up, play some lockdown defense, don't let them bully you. And then I went, oh my God, why am I not saying anything? Anyway, we're up to a 5-point lead, 2.5 minutes left. I hope to clutch this out, take a commanding 3-2 lead, and then we'll be able to jump in and watch the championship ceremony. Why am I playing on-ball defense? Have I not learned my lesson in 2K? Don't play on-ball and you won't get hurt. Mitch gonna make this. Oh my gosh, he doesn't. And I see Cam Whitmore is open here. Don't love it yet. Here we go. Karl Towns getting the animation. Karl Towns laying it up over Kevin Love, and we're up to a 7-point lead in this pivotal game 5 out here in New Orleans. Yeah, we'll hide on Lamar Stevens. If he has to take an open 3, so be it. But we'll be just playing the best help defender in the NBA. Dyson Daniels will do his best job to stop. Wow, just another wide open mid-range. Yeah, that screen and roll with Donovan Mitchell always seems to work out pretty well. Get a ball to BI. We'll get Kevin Love involved in the screen and roll because this man does not belong in the NBA Finals. Karl Towns, I don't know what you're doing, but we're going to post up and we're going to eat Lamar Stevens' breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Just yam it over him. Yam it over him. There you go, Karl Towns. That's why we traded for you, boy. Oof. It's crazy to think that Karl Towns has taken over this team and he's the #1 option. Like, just everything about that sentence, that statement, that sentiment goes, wait, what? He is? Darius Garland dribbling the air out of the ball. Lamar Stevens, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm there. Contested. Dyson Daniels breaking. Get the pass. Get the dunk. Dyson Daniels up to a 9-point game with only 1 minute left. And we are not going to choke this lead. We're not going to let them dominate us. Hall of Fame mode, it don't matter. We're good at 2K at times. Yeah, I don't want to sit around for this. I think we're going to win, right? If I just kind of let this simulate itself. Yeah, 10-point game, 7-point game. And there we go, walking away with the Game 5 victory, taking a commanding 3-2 lead. And Simcast. Come on, Pelicans. We're going to lose. First quarter, they doubled up our scoring. We're getting dominated here, making it a little bit of a close game in the third quarter. And they jump out to another lead in the fourth quarter, about a 10-point game. They almost had us blow a 15-point lead, but I don't expect to see the same in reverse. What if I run a 5-man rotation? Is that possible? let's check out system proficiency. Wow, we're not even playing at our best. We'll do balanced. Fine with that. And then what's the smallest rotation we could realistically run? I mean, is it crazy to have our boys play 48 minutes a game? 7-man rotation, Herb Jones, CJ McCollum. Let's do it. Let's see if this is going to put us over the top here in year 3. Home against the Cavaliers. First quarter lead, second quarter deficit, back and forth game here in the third quarter. They have a little bit of a lead going into the fourth. Really, really high scoring contest. Nobody's playing defense here. 112 to 111, 6 minutes left. I guess if we get a lead, we'll hop in, but it looks like the Cavaliers are going to dominate us. This is wild. We have the best team ever assembled. And we're just losing consecutively. Words. Yeah, we lost Darius Garland, NBA Finals MVP. Kevin Love retires, walks away with another championship. And that was just another disappointing end to the season. Michael, don't call him Mike Malone, retires. Russell Westbrook going to the Hall of Fame, getting his jersey retired as well. What to do about this team? How do we make this team better than they already are? Do we have any top 5 picks? Goes Hornets, Wizards, and I didn't see the third team. Mike Stauffer is our head coach. You literally can't do better than him, so I'm not going to make any changes on the coaching department. The player department, maybe Dyson Daniels. I don't want to move on from him, but he's definitely an upgradable spot. As for the fastest man of the draft class is Jared Barkley and Connor Henderson. Most agile is Jared Barkley, Martin Murphy, and Sam Myers. Highest vertical is Mitch Bayless, Rich Smalls, Herb Strong, Roderick Tate, Danny Johnson, Chris Meyer, and Doral Elliott. Oof. Best bench press is Christopher Hendricks and Jermaine Jefferson, and best shot 3-pointer, Jared Barkley, Victor Hopkins, and Heinrich Sundin. I'm wondering, I don't know what to do for this team. We had the 15th and 26th picks, respectively. The Lakers went from having the number 3 pick last season to now being the 5th best team in the NBA. Think about it. Gonna trade away these picks. We just don't need them, frankly. No. Yeah, that's fine. Top 3 protected. Drafts, I mean, there's nobody that's an 84 overall, so I'm not gonna trade the entire farm. And I think what we're going to do is go for a LaMelo Ball play here. Qualifying offers Trey Murphy. I don't believe Dyson Daniels is up yet. So if I can package CJ McCollum, that's Zion. Hold on. CJ McCollum, $10 million. Dyson Daniels earning 7. And then, man, I don't know. Greg Dickey. Nah, he doesn't have enough. Like an Herb Jones and make a play at LaMelo Ball. That might be the move to put us over the top. How to make this work? CJ McCollum doesn't have a no trade clause. Come on now. Whew. Gave up a lot. So first of all, I traded for these 2 picks from the Wizards and Hornets that had super star, like number 1, number 2 overall pick next year, 2.5 star value. Flip that for Dyson Daniels, Herb Jones, Greg Dickey, and CJ McCollum to pick up Trae Young. So now look at this team. Trae Young, Jose Alvarado, Cam Whitmore, Jordan Clarkson, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Karl Towns, Jackson Hayes. If this team isn't good enough to win a championship, I don't know what is. Trey Murphy going to be wing depth. So what do we need? I think we need one more wing player, right? Because we got 1, 2, 3. Jordan Clarkson is not going to be our wing player of the future. We're going to flip Jordan Clarkson and I'll sign somebody else, and that's going to be our rotation for this hopefully final season. I expect us to win a championship. Again, we've been coming up a little bit short, which is frustrating to say the least. Who wants to come win a championship? Nobody. Amir Coffey, Peter Love. Well, now that Dickey is gone, I kind of feel bad. Bruce Brown, that'd be a good pickup. Take him on our team. We'll see if we have to trade him away at the midseason mark. Maybe he's not good enough. As for free agency, Jason Tatum going to the Lakers, Giannis going back to the Bucks, and we'll be back on the Cavaliers. LeBron James to the Celtics. They are flipping superstars future or now. I don't understand this move at all. Just re-sign Jason Tatum. Don't sign LeBron. Cade Cunningham back on the Pistons. Scott Barnes to the Raptors. Jalen Green back to the Rockets. Donovan Mitchell back to the Cavs. Josh Giddey back to the Thunder. And John Collins back to the Hawks. So we have a super duper, extremely overpowered squad at this point that refuses to win championships. 1, 2, 3, 4. Brandon Ingram is now our lowest rated player. Is this team good enough to win a championship? Forgot to trade away Jordan Clarkson. He's regressing into the dirt. Moving on to preseason power rankings. We are looking hopefully first. I expect us to be really good. No, we're 8th for 2K Sports and Eric Boner. Okay. The nightmare rotation is going to be Trae Young, Cam Whitmore, Brandon Ingram, Zion Williamson, Karl Towns coming off the bench, Jackson Hayes, Trey Murphy, Bruce Brown, and Jose Alvarado. Jason Tatum wins MVP 37, 7, and 5. Ty Washington is not a rookie. I'm sorry he was drafted in 2022. We're in like 2027 now. Come on, 2K. Isaiah Jackson, 6th man of the year. Gigi Jackson, defensive player of the year. Wow, he's putting up 26 and 12. Great pickup for the Nets. Cam Whitmore, most improved of our team, 26.6 rebounds, 4 assists. Yeah, he's an impressive rookie. I'm glad we drafted him. Mike Stauffer, yet again, coach of the year as we are looking to win. I couldn't trade for LaMelo Ball. I couldn't trade for Luka Doncic. I couldn't trade for Jason Tatum, but I could trade for... not a lot. We're not going to win any awards. There's no point in even looking at this. We went 71 and 11. In between... No, I guess this makes us the 3rd best record in the NBA. The roster is ridiculous, and somehow Cam Whitmore is the highest scoring player out of Trae Young, Zion Williamson, Karl Towns, Brandon Ingram. It's Cam Whitmore who's taken over the team as the #1 alpha. Make it make sense. Trae Young, 43% from the field, 45% for Cam Whitmore, 50% three-point shooting for Karl Towns, 36 for Jackson Hayes, 46 for Trey Murphy, Brandon Ingram, 44, and Zion Williamson shooting 35% himself. Scoring champion went to Jason Tatum, no surprise there. Our rebounds is Evan Mobley, and assist is Tyrese Halliburton on the Magic. Steals is Ben Simmons. Blocks is Gigi Jackson. And field goal percentages is Jalen Duren. 3-point champion is our boy Karl Towns. Free throw champion is Desmond Bane. I expect these numbers to look absolutely video game ridiculous. 129.7 points per game, #1 in the NBA. Defensively, 109.8 points per game, #1 in the NBA. Point differential, almost 3 times better than the Thunder. Please let us win a championship. #1 in field goal percentages, #1 in 3-point percentages, and not even first. We are 4th in free throw percentages. Taking on who? The Phoenix Suns, ironically. Devin Booker's still on the team. Jaylen Brown, really nice pickup. Cam Johnson, DeAndre Ayton, Mikal Bridges. They've got a good team. We probably are going to dominate them. We have so much better of a team all around. Best coach in the NBA. Best top 5 in the NBA. Why is it 2-2? What is wrong with this team? That's it. We're dropping the rotations down to like 7 again. Jackson Hayes, he might be getting too many minutes. But we'll do, 7-man rotation. Is this good enough to win? We go up 3-2 and 4-2 now to take on the Houston Rockets. Kyrie Irving, Jalen Green, Dylan Mitchell, Jabari Smith, Christian Wood, Kevin Porter. This guy who's a ridiculous 3-point shooter. And Josh Christopher and Lou Dort. I still think we're a better team as we win game 1, lose game 2. We're down 2-1. Zion drops 41. And we're down 2-1. Are we down 3-1? Am I drunk? Am I crazy? How are we not a good enough team to win? We have Trae Young, Zion Williamson, Karl Anthony Towns, Brandon Ingram, Cam Whitmore's up to... Like, what? The system proficiency, I think, can only get a little bit higher. We have 4.5 stars. Mike Stauffer is our head coach, and we can't win anything? Are you just 2K? Are you drunk? Are you crazy? Simcasting, we're getting fucking blown out. Look at the score. They dropped 47 points in the first quarter. They have 100 points, and it's not even the end of the third. Ironically, it's not that far of a game. If we make a little bit of a run, we'll be able to clutch out our season. We need to win this to force a game 6. All right? 5 minutes left, back and forth game. If we grab a lead, I'll hop in. It doesn't look like we're going to get anything, and it looks like we're going to lose in embarrassing fashion. Yeah. Tied up. Going to overtime. Whew. Well, now we're losing in overtime. If we're not losing in the fourth quarter, we'll be losing in overtime. Can we have a lead for more than half a second? There you go. 1-point game. 19 seconds left. Oh, man. And you know what I didn't do is I didn't call a timeout. Even though the gods were saying, call a timeout. You want to call a timeout. Jalen Green is sitting in the corner. That's not a great play. 13 seconds left. They're going to dribble at the clock. If they make it, they win. If they miss, we win. Let's just cross our fingers, hope to die, stick a needle in my eye. Contested, and they miss. We survive to live another day. Wild to me that this team is not able to win even the second round, let alone a championship. Whew. here we are, 3-2, back in Simcast. Can we make the Rockets blow a 3-1 lead, winning in the second quarter, going into the third quarter? Absolutely ridiculous scoreboard. But hey, it ain't over till the fat lady sings. Only a 20-point game here in the fourth quarter, 19-point game. They're trying to make us choke yet again. Down to a 13-point lead. Down 13, 10. They really tried to make a contest out of it, but they're going to come up just a little bit short. We win 143-134. We are scoring 140 points in regulation, and we still might not be good enough to win the championship. Here in Game 7, complete domination, annihilation. We murdered the Houston Rockets, 142-102. Trae Young dropped 41 and 13, taking on the San Antonio Spurs. Oh boy, let's go back to a normal kind of regular 9-man rotation. If we start to lose ridiculous numbers of games again, I'll flip it back. But we do win Game 1, lose Game 2. We're down 2-1 to them. They have Scoot Henderson and Dejounte Murray, and that's it. I mean, just am I crazy here? Is it me that's crazy? Somebody tell me. We advance though, 4-2, taking on the Magic. Paolo Banchero, Tyrese Halliburton, Nikola Jedlovic, Nasir. I mean, they got Nasir Little in their starting lineup. We shouldn't even have a problem with them, right? We lose Game 1. Victor Wembanyama, 34, 5-7. Paolo Banchero, 26, 11-9. Tyrese Halliburton, 25 and 13. That's a really good game from their players. 1-1, up 2-1, up 3-1, and I think, I am sweating. I'm shaking right now, but I think we have walked away with the championship for the New Orleans Pelicans. It took way longer than it should have. Took way more stress than it should have. We traded for Trae Young when we should have, but we are going to walk away NBA champions yet again. The 2K simulation gods have smiled upon us. And just out of curiosity, what does the Cam Whitmore, Zion Williamson alley-oop look like? Because this is going to be a fun one. Yup. Give it to Zion. Let him kick it out. Nope. All right. I should take that. I can't believe we have Trae Young on this team. Like, that's how much of a struggle it was just to throw it up to Jackson Hayes. Woo! That's called getting highlights on automatic. Don't tell me why Karl Towns isn't in the starting lineup here, but that's fine. Paolo Banchero gonna miss. No, that's Victor Wembanyama. I'm sorry. They all look the same. What? Cam Whitmore, by the way. A stunning pickup for us. I did not think he was going to become the best player on our team at all. Go, Zion. We are running away from the hoop, Zion. Why are you running away from the hoop, Zion? Steal the ball. Block the ball. It's fine. 1 second left. Spencer Dinwiddie dribbles at the clock, and we win in 5. Gentlemen sweeping the Orlando Magic, and your Pelicans are once again NBA champions for the second time. Maybe it was a little disappointing. I felt like this team had the capacity to run for the 3-peat, but we came up a little bit short 2 times in a row. And there's Mike Stauffer, the head coach of our squad. And who do you think wins NBA Finals MVP? I'm betting you it's going to be Cam Whitmore, which is going to be a shock to the system. There is our Larry O'Brien trophy. Mike Stauffer, for some reason, gets to hold it up first.
Congratulations to the whole organization and, of course, this incredible team. This Larry O'Brien trophy, and I believe this suitcase are yours.
And there it goes. Brandon Ingram's hand is broken. And the NBA Finals MVP is going to go to, I think, Cam Whitmore. That's freaking wild, man. Out of Zion Williamson, Karl Anthony Towns, Trae Young, and Brandon Ingram, Cameron Whitmore was the best player of the New Orleans Pelicans. 34, 9, and 4. Man, talk about unexpected. But that is going to do it. As you see, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists, 57% from the field, 43% from the 3-point line, your MVP. That's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.